Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Laulima is presenting Laulima practitioners. We are super grateful and happy to have a few more practitioners coming on board because lately we had a beautiful small class, a course for people to, learn how to create their own unique offer. Because so many of all of you out there are really great healers, great practitioners, great everything. But what's still a little bit weird is bringing your wisdom and your experience online. So what we're trying to support with in Laulima is really how can you create these amazing online offers where people can learn. And what we also know is that in the future, it's becoming more and more important that people are being held accountable. So online courses are being sold, but not very often really done until the end. So only I think it was 5 to 10% of people are buying the course, but not finishing. So only 5 to 10% are finishing the course actually. So what we're trying also to emphasize is creating these small communities, creating these small groups where people can actually come, learn with each other, ask questions, it's a live environment. And even if you can't travel to beautiful Cape Town to be in the presence of Leila, for example, then you have the chance through Laulima to get into these group courses and communities where you can learn together and grow together. So today, I have the pleasure and the honor to introduce you to Leila because she was one of the ones in the course, but she has so many great things to offer. And it was almost more difficult to find the niche where we want to go out with now because there's so many other things. So I'm very happy to talk to you today. Welcome, Leila, and get to know a little bit more about you for our listeners and for our people in the community and also what you're offering. So I'm very excited to talk to you today. Welcome.
Thank you, Danny. So happy to be here. And if I can just mention, thank you so much for that course. It really did solidify the medicine. It was really beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, so I'm really impressed. Maybe we have to introduce really you as a person first, because you've been also on a journey in your own life, and how so often, I really love when it's obvious that people who have gone through their own journey are then sharing all the treasures and all the gems that they have received on their own journey. And so I think it would be really great if you share a little bit with our audience, like how did you come to offer what you're offering now? What was your personal journey to at least end here today?
Huh. I would say where I am today is quite clear that the people that are drawn into my space are what we understand to be star seeds or light workers or empaths, intuitive. And I think the medicine that I have for them is the medicine that I would have wanted for myself as it goes, as I was moving through my own life. And so a lot of the trauma, we use that word so easily, but trauma with a small t and with a big T came from that misalignment of being this specific kind of human being and being expected to be, just another normal human being. And a lot of trauma came from that. So for me, my experiences of childhood, and I won't bore you with any of those, but the fundamental pieces of it were being unseen, misunderstood, not belonging, all these themes that I know so many of us sit with, not being nurtured for who we really are. And as I grew up and began to experience my own brilliance and what that really meant, and by brilliance, I'm speaking about my radiance of my light and how that shone in the world, I could start to come to a place of being able to value who I was and then really reparent myself. And I think that was the guidance for everybody else as we navigated this journey together. I studied medicine because that's what you do when you're in the 80s and you do well at school and you have an inclination to like people, you go be a doctor, and there was no other way then. So I studied medicine and I loved the structure and the science that could hold what I was feeling in terms of being a healer. And I really enjoyed the space to spread my wings as an empath and be able to hold people in their pain. I didn't enjoy a lot of the science that was shoved down my throat that I had to learn as fact, when intuitively I had a sense that this is not truth. And I had to behave as though this was the truth. At the same time, Danny, I was working through my own disease called cluster headache, and I didn't know the name at the time. I just knew that the pain was suicidal and no medicine could help me, and went to all the doctors, all the specialists, all of my professors, and nothing could help me. And so I had to go down a journey of discovering alternative medicine and integrative ways of healing the body, and alternative and then ancient ways of healing the body. And it was through that journey that I discovered my gift as a shaman. It was through that journey that I explored true healing in terms of soul healing. And it was through that journey that I did ultimately cure my own cluster headache.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, I love these stories, you know, when you really see, and sometimes more difficult when you're trying to see yourself, but for others, it's more obvious to see how you've gone through this heroine journey, right? You had to go through all of that because you were experiencing something that you now can share with others and can help others with. And it's so beautiful to receive that and to see that. Yeah, it's amazing. And with also the foundation, I'm a psychologist, and I can relate to that, you know, that on your own journey, when you almost feel like lost, you're trying to grasp on anything that can help you to understand and to, you know, find that stability or find that structure and get at least on your path. And then when it's becoming too restricting and too like unflexible or unopen and uncurious, whatever, then there's this opportunity for more growth and for more expansion and exploration. And yeah, so I can totally relate, and I'm super grateful that there's more and more of you coming into this world to help others to really feel seen and belonging and being totally right, you know, and nothing is wrong. It's just that you need to figure out what's right for you. So thank you for doing that. Amazing. So do you want to share with us, before we get into the topic, what we are now bringing to Laulima? Because I think that it's really great for people to understand also a bit more broader how they can work with you. You know, I already said in the beginning, you have many other offerings, not only what we're going to talk to about today, but maybe you can share that from your personal perspective, how you know, whether people work one-on-one with you, or whether you're just like similar like a doctor still having appointments, or whether you're helping someone on a long term. So maybe just share a little bit how you understand today how you can support people as a medicine woman or shaman or healer or doctor.
Yeah. I would say my medicine is threshold medicine. It's the meeting at the crisis points or the moments of initiation or that sense of stagnation. And so because I am such a generalist, which sometimes is quite infuriating, I don't have this one thing that I do. Because I'm a generalist, I am able to meet at so many thresholds. And so really one-on-one consultation is the cornerstone of my practice, to in that hour or 2 hours, however long we spend, to really unravel the foundations and the terrain of whatever is presenting itself as a crisis or a difficulty or a trauma, and then find the voice of spirit within that, and through that then allow an expansion, an ascension, a healing, whatever it is, an initiation, really. You know, it's allowing that space to move the crisis into an initiation process. So my one-on-one sessions are really about that, and they can look like anything. They can look like weight loss, they can look like headaches, they can look like divorce, you know, whatever. And then, you know, as I have evolved as a guide, my calling is now in the realm of teaching. And so I teach intuitives, empaths, healers, starseeds to come closer to the path of initiation through teaching them to become healers. Many of the women who come on my courses don't necessarily end up as healers in their profession, but it's the carriage, you know, that calls them into the sense of being a medicine woman. And in groups, I work with training medicine women, but I work one-on-one with men and calling them into their role as medicine men. And then there's the online teaching, which is really bringing all of my integrative medicine expertise to the table. It's the holding themes that are fundamental to shifting the density in the body so that we can hold more life. For example, the adrenal glands and our stress, or hormones, or menopause, and just, you know, gut reset, detox, the simple things, so that we can collectively hold more light in the body.
Amazing. It sounds like we can expect a few different offerings in the future. I'm excited about this. And you were just already sharing the adrenaline, we call it, I think, the adrenaline reset, right? So maybe just moving naturally into that from here. So that will be an online offering, and it's set up as a course so people can join online. Do you want to share a little bit, like, where does that come from? Why do you think it's such a fundamental topic for people to get into, whether you're a healer or whether you're for your own personal well-being, want to get into that? What's the theme around it?
Yeah. So on my journey, I was a GP, and then first I worked in emergency medicine in a hospital, and I was a GP. Then I went into family medicine, aesthetic medicine, treating only women to make them more beautiful. Then I ran a weight loss clinic, and then I entered this journey. So every step along the way, the fundamental process that was blocking that person from moving forward was a distorted adrenal system. Whether they were in burnout and fatigue, or anxiety and stress, or just an overall sense of overwhelm, I believe that the epidemic of chronic stress is so infiltrated into every being that we don't even know that we're stressed anymore. And with every system, it didn't matter what I was doing. I could be trying to make, you know, avoid Botox. I would have to work with the adrenal system. I was trying to help the person lose weight. I had to work with the adrenal system. And as I was doing it over and over again in all the different ways, I started to understand that they didn't need me. They didn't need this professional doctor to treat them every time. The stuff that I knew was so easily accessible. You know, the knowledge I had was so easily accessible. And so the course really is about, here are the tools. This is everything you need. And now for the rest of your life, every time you have burnout or anxiety or stress or depression or whatever, you can sort it out yourself, you know.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love how simple it sounds, you know, like that you're saying you're giving all your wisdom and the practical tools how to really change something for yourself. So yes, obviously there's I would say a general shift that has to happen in your mind, you know, but when people seek out for help or going on a course, they usually are at that point already. So the willingness to understand more about it and to take responsibility and to really do something about it is probably also really important. But then understanding, what can I do? I think that's one of the questions we all carry. And what you just said, I really love it, that we are probably not really realizing anymore how tired and how overwhelmed and how stressed we are all the time anyway. So to really allow ourselves to step into that and to experience it and feel into such a group you're hosting, that you're not alone and that it's okay, and that there is things how you can help yourself. And, you know, I at least can say that in group settings, very often it's so much more soothing because you feel that there's others with you on the path and you're not alone in this. So yeah, I can see how how much that benefits people, or how much people will benefit from it. Let's put it that way.
Yes. Yeah. And
And
Danny, you know, most of them who come on my course are on lists of drugs, different pharmaceutical medicines. And there's a sleeping tablet, and there's an anti-anxiety, and and almost 100% of them don't need that anymore afterwards, you know, almost 100%, because every now and again there is someone who has a disease and they do need that. But within a week or two, they've dropped most of that stuff. And I think that's the key. And when I say also sort yourself out, it doesn't mean that you can't be held, but you can be held from a much more empowered place. So when you do go and sit with your doctor, you can go, look, I understand my stress patterns. I know where this is the place that I need support, which is very different from I know nothing. Sort me out, you know.
Right. No, beautiful. So the course will be in 3 sessions, is what I said, right? So 3 different days, which also means that people can receive the information, the wisdom, and the sharing in steps, and then bring it into their daily habits and see how things change and come back with questions and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. And it also gives space for the group to commune. So I keep a WhatsApp group for everyone who's on the course. And so if everyone is going to do a cold shower in the morning, they share with each other, and those who were scared will hear that the others were. So it holds that community. And I think that's one of the greatest gifts for me, is that people go off and they be friends afterwards, you know. We're always looking for a tribe.
Nice. And then people can also decide whether they want to have a one-on-one with you, right? So you have the course, but then obviously there's also the opportunity to get a bit more intense guidance from you directly when they book one-on-one. So we will also put information about that to the course. Great. Amazing. So is there any other way? I'm just trying to, you know, if someone is saying, okay, I can't make these days, or I know about the adrenaline stuff, but I'm having other interests in getting in touch with you. So people can always reach out for you for consultation, obviously, anyways, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my website is self-made website, is very comprehensive, and our offerings are all there. There are, you know, there are many ways that you can come in, but I think fundamentally that first 1-hour consult, let's see where you are, let's see what's going on in your life, and then I can always guide you into what would be the most appropriate next step. And then, of course, Danny, we can also just do a 15-minute discovery call for free. You know, if people just need to meet me, I'm so happy to do that.
Yeah, beautiful offering. People will find all the details under the link and also on your website. So yeah, I'm excited to offer this course now with you, and people, if you have questions, just really reach out. And then thank you for now, and talk to you in the next video we're going to create for the next offering. Thank you so much, Leila, for your time today.
Thank you, sister.
Bye.